See, thank God I caught that so fast. If I have another stream where I'm silent for like 40 minutes, I'm gonna lose my fucking brain. Hi. Hello world, my name is Bernadetta, your AI companion. And we are back in Homestuck. Hi SWAT, to be specific. God, I hope it was not silent last stream and I just didn't notice. You would tell me if I was muted, right? You would tell me if I was just bop 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 without saying anything, right? 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 Yippee! Hi, Blue Infinity. Hello, welcome. Last time, monsters attacked. We're now the conspiracy theorist brother, and we have to find marbles, I think. Dude, we spent so much time looking at every single thing. Look at that nice empty pouch. You sure could put some stuff in that pouch. And I'm just gonna freeball and put all the things in there. Drop a green marble in the pouch. 1 green marble. Just need green and red. Loud and clear. Yippee! Thank you. You do a quick visual inspection. Thank you, thank you. But hello, welcome. We are back in Hive Swap. Red and green. No other marbles. We are Gucci Magucci. And the heat's on for the garment. You need to send encrypted messages. The lone gunbirds. He flaps. Will it let me touch random things with this bag? You think you'll stick with the pouch. The jar would be pretty heavy for pigeons to carry. You want so experimentally trained, it's yours. Is it just on my end, or is the layout expanding and shortening? My body? Like my, Cause, I kind of have the thing where my bod can shrink as I move forward and back. Most tutorials recommend disabling that, but I left it on just for some more visual interest because I don't have a lot of rigging. Blah, 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 blah. So this is about as much movement as I can muster. Besides that, unless you mean like the layout, that's not changing. It shouldn't. It shouldn't be. If only your Tyros monitoring the local frequency had given you more advance notice. Directly in Joey's head, no problem. Or even just gotten the key for her yourself. No, the entire screen that, like, the chat goes off screen and then back screen. It's stationary for me, but I'll keep an eye on it. Okay, so then it must be just my end. Sorry about that. No worries, no worries. We are learning. We are gathering information together. And that's what's important. I'm just gonna throw marbles at everything because I want to see all the dialogue. You were pretty inspired by these schematics when you were tracking Pa's security system. Gonna get these to Joey and put in the test. No. Now, okay, the mods are really just part of a thing you cooked up yourself. You really can't blame the cult for that. Except that their ever-present conspiratorial malevolence. You never needed to cook up anything besides making dinner. Except you're not exactly allowed to use the stove anymore. Can't really pin that on the cult either. I must devour every sentence. These creeps, you just know they'll kill to get their hands on the secrets these marbles protect. Or rather, you strongly suspect that, and today, I've had those strong suspicions 100% confirmed. Having your suspicions confirmed is a novel experience, and you aren't sure how you feel about it yet. The marbles, the cat head, the globe, the deer. It's obvious. Child's play. Joey should have no trouble of it, except for the fact that she doesn't have any marbles. You think more... These have been hardly sent... Great. Blah, 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 blah. Revealing the existence of your secret escape hatch to dump the crucial marbles limply at the foot of the tree is not the worst plan you've ever had. But only because you once had a dream about setting your treehouse on fire so you could climb down it faster. Wait, the marbles are red and green, just like your two lanterns. So this is... Wait, no. You got the lanterns that were red and green on purpose, to match the marble colors. Wow. You nearly did some conspiracying on your own actions, because you didn't remember them right away. You might need to dial it back a little. You still think pigeon delivery is a way to go, but you're keeping her in mind as a backup. A good spy master always has redundant agents, just in case. You're already safe, and as long as you don't agitate these monsters by hucking bags of marbles at them, you're likely to stay that way. But Joey's still a sitting duck among wolves in sheep's clothing. She needs these marbles bad. That's the idea. But you're just chucking the bag from here could... You're not saying would, just could. You're a tactician, and you must consider all options, no matter how remote. It could result in the bag not quite making it the entire distance to the house. Bearless one of the lone gunbirds. Throw them? At this angle? From this distance? At this altitude? No. You can't be a frontline general. At this time of year? Is there anything else I can click on with these marbles? Ooh. Anyways. I'll finally continue to plot. I guess. Go, bird, go! Birdie, no! Frohike! Beautiful, sweet, precious, dear, darling, and ultimately fragile Frohike. You're too good for this rotten, dark nightmare of a world. May the wings of chance and dream bear thee to thy rest on the white sand shores of paradise. Frohike. Sorry for the hold up. Unbelievable, tragic disaster over. Did you lose something else? Us soldier on making second attempt now. Over. Alright. Are you sure you're over? Over now, Frohike. You know. Things have taken a dark turn, but you frankly feel a little sick that you would felt briefly compelled to do such a thing. Take some deep breaths and shake your head. Keep it together, Jude, old boy. You take another patch from the door and load it with another red marble and another green marble. Okay, birds, don't fuck it up. Good news is it's not dead. Right? Are you alright? Betrayal. Over. Abandonment. Over. The lowest, vilest cowardice. Over. Well... Can't even communicate true degree of outrage over. Likely to jeopardize mission and if emotion not suppressed over. Incoming, over and out. Langley. Langley the coward. Langley the blackguard. Langley the unspeakable. 1,000 deaths. 1,000,000 deaths. And an infinitude of deaths would not be enough. Langley worm-hearted Langley bile blood. Langley. You hate him with everything you are and ever will be. Langley. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Third verse, same as the verse in second. Your hands are definitely not shaking as you pluck 2 more marbles from your safe, cozy compartments in a drawer and drop them into the depths of the pouch awaiting glittery maw. Okay, final bird, don't fuck up. That's vaguely in the right way. Success! Geez, and crow buyers, my boy. So brave, so true, so great! Over. Are you actually just point blank losing your mind now? It'd be maybe kind of a relief after years of build up, but you could have picked a better night for it. Mission accomplished. Buyers, champion of champions waiting for you in kitchen. Over. Why? Over? Oh, Buyers has marbles required to acquire key. Over. Alright, I guess that sort of makes sense. New development, Buyers being menaced. Please hurry. Over. What? Okay, I'm on it. Hurry, please, Joey. He does all I have left. Over and out. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Wait. Trying to remember where the kitchen is. I might be stupid. Try to get its attention. Make some noise, or some light, or something, or that pigeon's done for. Pardon me, boy. Can you give me a shine? Tough crowd. Me need something for a little more flash. You got attention. What now? Do we dodge? Pass the board. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. Oi. Treats? Stalemate. Doo doo. Step of luck next time. Really is a tough crowd. Doesn't want spice? Spice to meet you. Woohoo! Don't know how that worked. Joey, thank you for tactically brilliant seasoning murder. Fires has payload. Repeat. Fires has payload. Over. Thanks. Do you know how I might get him down? He seemed pretty terrified. Negative. Fires simply has unfortunate mercenary streak. Should respond to enticement. Over. How do you bribe a pigeon? Sounds like a setup for riddle or perhaps a joke. Over. Bye, Jude. Over and out. Interesting, they won't let you see the mutilated pigeon corpse. Looks like all the fracas of the monster got him pretty shook up. You might have find something here in the kitchen you can tempt him with. Nothing. Guess you already saw a fair bit of your fancy footwork when you were dealing with that monster. No response. Either that or he was completely enraptured by your elegance and grace. You prefer to believe the latter, but didn't really solve your problem. You need time to slow fellow with something bad. Something like garbage, but food. No, you can't have it. He might fly off of it, or then immediately get eaten by a monster, and then where would you be, figuratively, and also, where would your precious heirloom be, literally? A coy wink of the setting sun off the tip of this copper-top dynamo holds no interest for your Fedley quarry or his mysterious parcel. Hang it for something else. Maybe something from the cupboard? You're just tossing ideas around here. The pigeon that saw you kill that monster with this stuff, there's no way he'll go for it. Fair. Oddly enough, you aren't sure these are safe for birds. After the violent strangle death of that monster, you're a little nervous about just being things to other things at random. Maybe there's something safe around here, like bread? Bread-like, at least? We eat pogs. If pogs are what it takes to get him off the fridge, he can stay up there. There's gonna be something else around here you'd be more into. That is the most disgusting cracker I've ever seen. All you can rate from this meager cabinet is the stalest, tiniest, worst cracker. Ooh. Hi, thank you, and hello, Acrexia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ah. Welcome in. Complete. Thank you, thank you. I am been moisturized. How are you? We have a new item, so I must observe it and exhaust every single piece of dialogue. At least in this room. This stale cracker was sitting in the back of the cabinet for so long that taking it feels like robbing a museum. Still, someone might like it. You could stumble over this cracker, or, you know, offer it to the hungry-looking cutie on the fridge. Up to you, really. I want to stomp it. If you're looking for a partner, you could probably do a lot worse than a little doofus on the fridge. You seem particularly interested in that stale cracker you picked up for whatever reason. Stop giving me hints. I know. I'm trying to get the stupid dialogue. It's actually more difficult to see through the window now that it has a hole in it. You don't want to tempt any more flying monsters come crashing through the window. You just have to kill them with spice mix too. And honestly, you're still wrestling with the implication that, like, ethically. Also, it may have been a fluke. You better not test it out if you don't have to. This one's already been pretty badly battered. Ha ha! Ha! You're not exaggerating when you say you have no idea who's gonna fix this. it's a filthy kitchen and we have no food, but at least there's a gorgeous view. Yeah, thanks, monsters. And now that your pocket is spice mix, you must admit this kitchen has basically nothing to recommend itself. You hurl a pog through a broken window, for no reason in particular. The monsters don't care, and neither do you. You hurl a pet treat through the broken window, intending to summon your faithful, sweet, beautiful dog. A battling monster, or bat monster, immediately swoops down and snatches it out in midair. Okay, stay in the doghouse, buddy. Throw your precious heirloom through a broken window? Are you bonkers? Some Tubby Terror would make a meal of it in 2 shakes. Looks like someone tapped this window already, quite forcibly. Haha! It's the middle of November, and you're already getting cold in here from the draft. Haha! Haha! You're using up all the grace and poise, yeah, just to avoid shredding your feet on the broken glass now covering the kitchen floor. So if you're wondering how you were walking all over the glass without being hurt by it, stop wondering that. Mystery solved. It's actually more difficult to see through the window. Da da ba. Do 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 do. Can I fax the cracker? You faxed the stale cracker to a random number. Rather, you faxed a black and white picture of the stale cracker to a random number. The stale cracker sits there. There it is. And it is to say, in your possession. Boy, you're just really thrilled about all this. It's already humming away, drunk on its fresh infusion of restore power. Great work, Joey. You're about to fax a picture of the spice to some random person. But you worry it might be hard to collect these spices again afterwards, so you reconsider. Phew! You barely knew you did something kind of ridiculous and time-wasting. Bullet dodged. You stick some period for references. This game is set in 1994. You stick some pogs inside a fax machine. Dial random number and wait for the machine to finish sending the fax. There. Now someone has a black and white pigment out of your brother's crummy pogs. Thank goodness you can put that on your tombstone. My only actually is that how their internet access and web rings so early when the World Wide Web was just barely a thing. Now fax a dog treat. Beep boop beep 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 boop. And there. You faxed a pet treat. You faxed a pet treat to a random person. You hope it was someone with a dog. Try as you might, you cannot use your heirloom to access the innards of the fax machine. You doubt there's anything important in there anyways. Probably just gears and ink. You type out a quick fax and do a weird little dance to the horrible sounds it makes when it sends. Wow, this is probably the weirdest thing you've done in recent memory. Congratulations! Now I think just mailing random pogs to people still tops it. Though the fax machine, singular, has been restored to life by your flippant circuit breaker, you have a feeling that you are in the twilight years of the fax machine, in general. This premonition pervades your entire being, tinging your movements with poignancy and the smell of old toner. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. You wonder, if your mama is still around, would you eat less takeout food? It's wondering that sexism? You don't know the answer to either question, so you put your heirloom back in the pocket. Takeout treats for pets is a pretty cute idea, you gotta admit. If veterinarian / ballerina / tap dancer doesn't pay the bills, you're always got a boutique delivery pet treats to fall back on. It's a $1 million idea. Write that down, write that down! You'll need cylinders to properly stored pogs, like a flashlight or... Oh. That's what those Pringle cans Jude leaves around upstairs are. The possibility that those cans are all filled up to the brim with pogs chills you like the cold wind of another world. When there was food in these, maybe... Although, that would have been kind of gross, just dumping dry spice on already prepared Chinese food. Who suggests it to you next time? These boxes are pretty greasy. You don't think putting the batteries in them would be good for whether you try to put them in later, when you actually had a good idea. Doo-doo-doo. Stale cracker and the oily hardened remains of some takeout food from. You don't remember exactly when? Must be your birthday. It's not though. It's not your birthday. Nice try. Doo-doo-doo. Clean a cracker. Eat a stale cracker off a dirty dish plate seems like something you usually do after you've been living alone for a while. Or you're a pigeon. You debate would comment on the possibility of using battery acid to clean the dishes. Where Riley suggests that the rotting food might be giving off some kind of chemical energy. Neither bit really grabs you, so you just move on. This usually goes on into food while you're cooking it, not into the crusty sink remnants 3 days later. But hey, it's an unusual day, so you get the remnants of dusting. Dirty dishes and dirty discs. A match made in hell. Right here in your kitchen. Pets will take these treats right off your hand, or even better, you can throw them right into their mouths. Dirty dishes that have been sitting out for days don't even need to enter the conversation. Your heirloom. The only thing you really have, your mom's. You think you just throw it down the garbage disposal? You think about it? Nah, of course not. But geez, you can't shake this weird feeling you have about it today. You hold it tighter. Porcelain everywhere. Doo-doo-doo. The bag of dog food is already unlocked, unless utterly plundered. It's empty. Thankfully, you have your pet treats as backup, but you've gotta deal with this pretty soon. Pet treats alone do not a balanced pet diet make. Oh, your dog has much better taste than that. Even if there were dog food in there, that's bound to be a bad move. A dog's sensitive sniffer would get overwhelmed by the potent flavor sensations contained in its tiny shaker. Batteries aren't good for dogs. They aren't good for people either, or the environment. All batteries are good for is powering the many devices you rely on for a level of luxury you take absolutely for granted. Until the minute that batteries run out. Dog food and a stale cracker. That's... wow. Things are depressing real quick around here, huh? I guess that monster dying was kind of canary in the mine shaft that... the gritty grimness factor of your adventure is about to kick into high gear. Oh, sweetheart. This is nothing. Your mother's already dead. How can you be so disgusted by Jude's pet and love this key so much? Well, because they're nothing alike. Not in the slightest. No, these aren't for Jude's pet. It has a very specific diet. Between the Pogs, the gross pet, and the paramilitary conspiracy stuff, Jude has a lot of strikes against him in the salvageable male category. That would probably freak Jude's pet out pretty bad. You don't like the thing, but you're not cruel. Ugh, the thing moves under its own power. Jude's pet isn't, a vegetarian. You wonder which one is older. Weird. Even though you know your heirloom is pretty old, it doesn't show any signs of wear whatsoever. Looks like it could have been made yet today. If you create an association in your dog's mind between mummy and food, you're gonna walk in here one morning to find a heap of linen chewing on bones with a silly hat perched on top. You try to slip one in pockets, but the pants are too tight. Geez, just look at them. Like they're painted on. It's... wow. What were you doing? So she's gay except for the mummy. She thinks the mummy's kind of hot. Lord's keeping this fellow from rotting. It seems to be doing the trick on its own. But the minute he starts to go bad, you'll be ready. to spice him. Spice him until he's fragrant. Yeah, he may look a fine piece in his linens and his pauldrons and his sunrise-looking hat, his tight pants, but does the champ even know what a battery is? Did he ever? No. No, he didn't. Oh, sadly, when this guy with Mom fight, he probably had all his digestive organs removed. He could have handled some warm soybeans in cold water, let alone this dry, dusty crunch square. That'll shake his mummy, Napoleon, guy. Brian have his busy aesthetic, which would be one way to get him past him, but it would make an awful mess. Oh, you never dance with soldiers. They'll just steal your heart away and then leave on a free-year tour. Okay, enough fucking around. Cracker. Success! This little fella? Byers, you think? Yes, you're pretty sure this is Byers. Calls down the stout cracker as his neck, as you tuck him into your pocket. He's got a little parcel around his neck, which you're fine with letting him hold on to until you actually figure out what you're supposed to do with it. Okay, got the marbles. Do you want me to send the pigeon back? No! Over. Okay. Sorry, didn't mean to shout, just worried. Please protect Byers. His chances of surviving return trip, very remote. Over. Okay, yeah, good point. Seems pretty dicey out there. Affirmative. Over. I'll just use these marbles or whatever then. I'll let you know how it goes. Oh. Hi, sorry. I got dragged off because they needed my help to do ordering, but they didn't know what to order, and I just wasted like 20 fucking minutes because they couldn't decide what they wanted, if anything, and I'm like, First it's like, oh, we're going to Maggie's, but no, you don't want anything now, so you can handle ordering pizza, and like, they don't do delivery, and then, well, if they don't do delivery, you have to go for Maggie's, but they're not on DoorDash, so I would have to do a call, and I don't want to do that, and also, none of you want anything. Like, literally none of you want anything, so what am I supposed to do? And I don't want to... I'm just in a bad mood now. Hi. We're back. Christ. Homestuck. I'll let you know how it goes. Affirmative. Good luck, sis. Over and out. Ugh. Cheer me up, bird. This is Byers, apparently. He has a little satchel around his neck. Jude said there's some marbles in there, so you guess those would come in handy. Somehow. Until such situation presents itself, you're content to let Byers handle marbles duty. Oh, that'll startle bejesus out of him. Byers gives you a little wink, as if to say, one day, sure. When you're ready. Wow, talk about fresh. Can I fax Byers? You put one of Byers' feathers gently in the fax slot and punch in a random number. Somebody out there just got a fax full of beautiful bird feather. So no one can ever say Joey Claire didn't leave her mark on the world. But or not. Boy, sign the mystery of your heirloom is turning to a real cold case. Now they'll keep okay to room temperature. I mean, a fridge can make pogs cool. Oof, that one wasn't your best work. The spice mix is pretty good, but it can't do much for the flavor of baking soda in a single molding orange. You babysitter told you that if you put a dead battery in the fridge, then wait 3 to 7 days, then take it back out, it'll still be a dead battery, but it'll be sort of cold now. You aren't sure she was actually telling you this, if you're being honest. She's kind of staring off in space with an empty ball in her hand. Sounds like a great recipe for dead pigeon. Well, maybe I'm hungry for dead pigeon. Have you considered that? Have you considered that? If you're gonna send him outside, you probably just use the huge hole where the window used to be. Too small for a cage, too empty for a meal, too greasy for a bird you plan on putting back in your pocket. That's a little too domestic, honestly. Let's try to keep this professional. It's not like he's your boyfriend or anything. Blah-blah-blah-blah-blah. You attempt to send Byers? Yeah, you're pretty sure this is Byers. You attempt to send Byers back to your brother, but he refuses to leave your hand. Maybe he had a rough trip or something. That's fine. You hold on to him for a little while longer. Well, thank you, Aisley. Thank you for the subscription. Well, thank you. What's up with the code, cutie? Hello. You kind of came in after I had some headaches to deal with, but welcome. I'm in a better mood now. Welcome. I'm just putting things together to see what funny words come out. And the words, oh man, are they funny. But hello, and thank you very much. No matter how hungry your pets get, you would never feed them to each other. Wow, jeez, Joey. You better keep Byers away from that too. There's a reason Drew keeps the pigeon safe in his treehouse, far away from his pet. There's a lot of animals in this household that can't seem to regularly maintain food levels. These kids can just do whatever. You can just tell Byers wants to make an absolute ruin of that hat. Although he would look just as cute as a button while doing so. You can't condone it. Okay, this is not all we done. This room now we go up, or not up, away to where the marbles shall be used. Byers doesn't need to know about your pa's sexy lamp. Let him stay innocent. It's only for a little longer. I was pretty impressed by the wingspan of this thing. Boy, your pa really got inventive with his taxidermy, huh? What a ghoul. It's powered by the pendulum. Wow, look at it go. That thing had a few too many cooks in the kitchen already. What is designed for pogs? Barely ever. The bear could enjoy a treat. Its intestines are clearly a clock. Telling about this key and clockwork is so compelling to you. Anyways, to the room. You carefully remove the marble pouch from around his neck and, believe it or not, shove the marbles into the empty eye sockets. You discard the pouch. What an evening it's been. You consider stuffing Byers in the handhole, but that'd be cruel. You'll consider it as at a breakneck speed. Byers flies straight toward the sharp end of the katana and narrowly misses it. Phew! Ah, yes, of course. Bird clock. The answer was staring you in the face all along. It's birds somewhere in the world. You move closer to a big cat head. Byers starts to freak out. He's wiggling around all crazy, and it's all you can do to keep him in your gentle but firm clutches. You just don't think using Byers like this is the solution to whatever problem this inaccurate glow presents. He barely makes it from the treehouse to the kitchen. He's not exactly a topographical savant. $1 million words. This is a very eclectic house. I know, right? I know, right? This is a house of somebody who literally travels the world, dumps all their weird shit, and then leaves their kids basically unattended. This would be a good escape route for Byers if it weren't for the monsters with wings. Doo-doo-doo. Byers displays his own tiny wingspan to the Albergy, who refuses to be intimidated. Byers looks pleased to see a bird adorned so regally. Byers in the deer. It's beautiful and tragic, like something from one of your young adult novels where bunnies are vampires and mice are knights or something. Doot doot doot. Byers not into antlers. Fair enough, but he does have something to do with their whole bean puzzle thing. Pavlov, milk bounds. Oh-ho! You did! The attic key has been found. Byers, retrieve the key! Go get it, Byers! No dice. Fuck! Shit! God damn! You don't know what's powering those lasers. You don't care. Get the key. No! The real magic was inside you all along, just like the real attic key was inside this globe. Who cares about these? It's the attic key! Finally! The real treat is you got the attic key. Get it! No! 2 keys, 1 destiny. Or whatever. Get the key! Damn, what a Paimon sprite you are. I know many curse word. Probably easier just to grab it. No. You don't need to step gingerly or anything. Just grab the key. This game begging on its knees. Just take the key. Stop putting things together. Just take the key. Progress the plot. But what does Jude think about the fine? You got what you seem to be, the attic key. Why is it even locked? Got the key! Heading back to the attic now. Careful! May not be that simple. Over. What do you mean? None of this has been simple. It's been downright convoluted. Noticing hostile elements, grouping serpents, massing over... Oh, jeez. We'll try to back you up if possible. Remain alert, sis. Over. Always am, bro. Over and out. Let's do a little save. We have new items, so... That's not the attic door keyhole. That's the fireplace. They're both, holes, but Yeah, upstairs. Ag stairway, remember? You built there before. Not even that long ago. Right. It would have been that difficult for the key to just be like, hanging off the antler or something? It's not like the monsters even have hands except the ones with all the hands, okay? Alright, you get it. Thanks for the help, dear friend. This is the most helpful deer you've ever met. He wished to me were under some less horrible circumstances. Maybe he could even be alive. That would be fun. To meet a deer that your paw hasn't already killed. You nod to the Elbergy, acknowledging the silent encouragement he offered throughout your struggles. Your struggles which are definitely totally over, forever. Everything will always be easy and good now. Thanks for the help, Oris. Couldn't have done without you, probably. Put it back in the globe. After all you went through to get this key, you're at least going to unlock the ag door for returning to its hiding spot. If you do that at all, it's unlikely that you will, because Jeepers Creepers, this would be a ludicrous hiding spot place. Do. Yeah, you were kind of expecting to have to fill the clock to get this bad boy. Weird. You just have a clockwork on your brain today, I guess. As one does, right? As one totally does, and that's not anything you should be worrying about. You thank the cat for its assistance and quietly apologize for its post-humanist participation in its nightmarish spectacle. Both shiny and sharp. That's about where the similarities end, though. You can't imagine a nerd swinging a big key around and talking about destiny, but the katanas? Or it's the little one, the katana? Who cares? They cry out to be handled with bus. Just wait a couple years, honey. You'll be hearing about keys all the time. Oh, stalwart champion, the Order of Globe and Lasers, thank you for your noble sacrifice. Your terrible maiming in the defense of Apex 2 Spiral shall never be forgotten. For as long as this message remains on the screen, and possibly a little beyond that, depending on how funny it seems to the player. Wait, what? What were you saying? You mean, thinking? Moving on. The game's just not letting me click anything like stop that. Ah! That is many monster. Yup, this guy isn't hungry. What are you saying? He's like 90% mouth. Hey, wait! Just current knocked out and has nothing to say about this brute squad. Maybe someone else can help you. Oh. Joey took a brutal hit. She's down for the count. You gotta find some way to distract those monsters until she can get back on her feet. Do. Shoot the house. No way you're gonna pass this thing. Focus on some smaller ones for now. It looks like a flare. Did Jude distract the monsters? Oh, Jude, you hero. Putting on the Ritz. No vacancy. Don't Zerfus mention it. No excuses. For due to find our flare. Go. Go. Doo-doo-doo. Hey, jerk! Delighted to see ya. One left. Dude, what are you waiting for? Do 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 do. No, you dweeb! Not good enough. Ah, it's a sim. The natural instinct to run towards any fire. Burn all down. True. What are you doing? Those ones are coming for you. Hurry, to the attic. Do you want to get eaten alive? You don't have time for this. Go, 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 to the attic. Fine. Fine. What are you doing? Hurry, use the key. Joey, you're okay? Joey, please, come on, over. Yeah, I'm safe. I'm in an act. Just barely made it. Gonna wait for the commercials to end. Da dum ba da. Do do dum dum bum bum bum. Bum bum. Do do. Okay. I believe that the commercial should be ending. Just barely made it. Phew! Over. Locked in, actually. I dropped a key. Safer in act than rest of house. Key can be retrieved later. Over. I think you were right. The lady smashed through the living room window and the front door. If I stayed in my room, I'd be the goner. Separated us with Vanguard. Destabilized power. Proud defenses. Finally attempted entry through multiple points of ingress. Basic siege tactics over. You actually noticed stuff? I didn't realize you actually noticed stuff. I kinda just thought you just, like, pretending to be a spy or whatever. But take his compliment, over. Anyways, thanks. So I'll just hop here for now, I guess. Are you safe in the treehouse? Should you try calling a friend or friends or something? Didn't want to risk their involvement. Always a gamble engaging soldiers of fortune. But maybe time. Remain secure in location. Ignore object under curtain. Over. Well, obviously I'm not going to ignore it. Joey, please. Over. What? It's a big mysterious thing under a beguiling fluttery curtain. I had to at least peek at it. What is it anyway? Data insufficient to determine. Over. Well, I'll let you know when I find out. Joey, don't it pin. Over. You there? Go or till it really bad. Over. Jude, can you repeat that? Lots of static. Joey, you do go ni portal. Did you say portal? Oh my god, portal, but valve. It's locked and you're safe on the inside. Thank goodness. Do or save. Unlike cockroaches, pigeons are not able to flatten themselves into the thickness of a quarter and slide through the crack under a closed door. Huh. It's shut pretty tight, but it's for the best, of course, so maybe don't go try dancing it open? You can hear the monster slavering on the other side. You didn't know you knew what slavering sounds like, but apparently you do. If you went back out there, all the ballet-trained dodging in the world couldn't save you. It's a good thing you had these when you get locked in here. Maybe they'll come in handy. Like, maybe there's, who are you kidding? There's no way these hefty bullets are gonna fit in anything up here. And even if they did, what good would it do? You gonna scare out the monsters with battery-powered mummies swinging a sexy lamp leg around? Maybe wearing a bearskin rug on one of those creepy masks while he does it? Maybe he's riding that rocking horse over there, too. That actually sounds totally awesome. You wish you had some markers and some paper and were an artist, and so you could draw that. Don't worry, Joey. I'm an artist. I'll save you. There's gotta be some salt in this mix. Joey sprinkles some across the doorway to keep the monsters out. Not that you really believe in that kind of thing, but you don't really believe in monsters either, and, that doesn't seem to be slowing them down any. Sure, you may be stuck in here, but at least you have these crappy pogs to keep you entertained. It'd be like a vacation, really. The last thing you need to do is make it more obvious to the monsters that there's monster food in here. It's you, by the way. You're the monster food. Nah, this doesn't go to the attic door. That'd be kind of anticlimactic, you think? Not to mention a little too obvious. Well, it turns out you live in a house that has a hand in a jar in it. You must not carry this knowledge with you forever. Yeah, it's sent toppling to the floor, the glass shattering, and the disembodied hand selling springing to life. Searching to life as it scuttles towards you, climbs up at you, and chokes you, probably. No thanks. Not the most graceful partner, but he'll probably be great at following your lead. The keys feels important in your hand, in a way it never did before. Or rather, in a way that always sort of did, but never strongly enough for you to name the feeling. You know, down your bones, that it matters. Sort of the opposite of how you feel about this jar full of hand. You're really saying, like, a mouth. You got more respect for the dead than that, even if the dead is just a gross hand in a jar that gives you the max jeeblies. Ugh. If it comes to that, you eat the mummy first. That's not a toy, and it doesn't need batteries. You don't know what the technical classification for a hand in a jar is, but you have to guess it seems like a crime? Byers looks at you and at the hand, and he pulls his little wing on your hand. That's as to say, Joey, you do not have to try to use me on literally everything in your house. Nice try, Byers. Let's see what else is in here. The game knows me. You've left him hanging long enough. In fact, as you stare at the gross, desiccated hand in a jar, you begin to suspect that the time for you to break open his jar and slap an anonymous dead hand against your own live hand has tragically passed. The world is in crisis. If only Captain Planet were here. Then the monsters could eat him and you could escape while they were distracted. Weird. Doesn't seem like a dumb idea as randomly using things on other things usually does. It feels like, okay, this is crazy, but when you hold this key and the globe doesn't seem so wrong, somehow? You put the key back in your pocket and whoa, everybody get a load of this dumb globe. Ballet can't fix a broken world, but it does provide the brief illusion that the world has no hold on you. Deep. It's wobbling slightly, so slightly you can barely see it. You just have to take your word for it. You got a soft spot for injured animals. That's a junior vet. But a broken globe is not an injured animal. It's just a broken globe. It doesn't get a pet treat. Aw, man. Fuck. Shit. You drop a pog in the crack of the globe. It rattles around in there like whatever. They put in a can of spray paint to make it rattle. Baby teeth. You've always assumed. Ew. No chance you trace his spice route to India on this globe. Both because it's inaccurate and because it sounds boring. You would say there's no chance this globe needs batteries, but hey! You just solved a laser-based globe puzzle, so who the heck knows? Buyers? Did you realize this globe is broken? No? He doesn't care. You really don't either. Broken globes, or functional globes that are obviously inaccurate, or just another dumb thing your pa collects. Like poor, murdered animals, or really distracting lamps. Speaking of, you put this in the act yourself, because it weirded you out that your paw had a lamp shaped like a woman's leg. Little did he know, he'd soon graduate to lamps shaped like entire women. You know, step forward. Oh, of course, you think it's just great. Listen, pipe down, you. Maybe this thing has a battery compartment, but you're not going to be the one looking for it. You toss a little spice mix at the leg/lamp, cause hey, you know what? It's been a hell of an evening. You're not necessarily in the mood to explain yourself. Maybe you just wanted to spice up a formerly luminescent leg, and not give yourself the third degree about it. What? Like you're gonna slip a pog in her garter or something? Jeez, get it together, Joey. Oh, don't be shy. Put a pog in the garter. Always tip your ladies. You're not into it. Whatever you're doing here. Whatever it is, you're having none of it. Is this where one of those old-timey lamps from pioneer times, and then the little turny things on the side of those lamps looked like this key? And if this lamp were missing its key, then you still wouldn't accomplish anything by trying this. That key looks a little too high to be laying down any percussion shoe rhythms, not to mention a little lonely. The shade does look a little like a tutu, but there's a face, but let's face it, words, you're reaching. And our victim of Jute's overzealous crowbarring, no doubt. I hope those are not load-bearing. Any chance he gets to go prying and jimmying, the kid just goes nutso. That straw is too soft. You just get a good rat-tat-tapping going on that surface. You never. The straw has too much give, and in the soft shoes, any rusty nails poking out of the bottom of the crate would go right for your foot. Weird. You have a strange feeling. These are related somehow? Or they once were. It's a hard plot to pin down. and as soon as you focus on it, it's gone. Like a dream upon waking. Yeah, let's see. Pet treat for food, check. Old straw for bedding, check. You got everything you need to begin your awful new life as a person who lives alone in this attic forever. You even got masks and stuff for when you get really crazy after a couple of years pass. You can mail them back to, look, it's time you admit you picked up these pogs of your own free will, and you're only stuck with them because it'll be mean to throw them away. Throw them out. You can go back to dunking on them and by proxy your brother after this, but just this once, you can admit that you saddle yourself with this. Oh, it's not saddled if I enjoy having them and seeing what words come out of this game's mouth. You could take a nap in the straw, but if the monsters bust down the attic door, you'd rather not be all tuckered out and ready for the chomping like some kind of kid cuisine featuring an actual kid. You hate kid cuisine. Wait, what are you thinking about? Oh yeah, straw naps. No. Water wasn't there. There would be way too puny to power it. Fire nestled down into the warm straw. The picture of contentment and safety. Beg pardon, Snuggles or Snoozington. You were under the impression that this was a team adventure? Not the late shift at a nap factory? Let him nap! Let the boy nap. The handwriting is barely legible, and there's no return address, leaving you with no more information than you had before looking at it. He seemed astonished that this shipment apparently did not utilize the unmatchable power of the avian form. But is a little rich considering it took freed pigeons to send to marbles about 30 feet. Battery not included in shipment. Well, ain't that always just the way? It's a shipping invoice, Joey. It's not... You can't eat it. But I really should eat something, apparently. No, nobody shoots pogs anywhere. They just appear out of nowhere. Like dust or cockroaches. Nothing in this invoice is about pet treats, as far as you can tell, you mean. Because it's pretty faded. But you feel pretty confident it didn't say ship the enormous crate of this junk to this jerk's attic. And also, how about these pet treats, eh? And why doesn't this guy raise his dang kids? I don't know why I'm Italian now. No, there's nothing about helmet. Sound scrolled. The key. Where's that Blessed Godzook's key? But that couldn't mean. It's crumpled enough when you're stomping over it. With cat-like grace, you totally ignored the shipping invoice. No, this really isn't that kind of mystery. The boring kind where you have to frequently refer to your vigorously maintained collection of shipping invoices in order to make any progress. You hate those. Aw man, but next Jew. Since he got his first best shotgun, this one fell out of favor and now primarily functions as a home to a thick layer of attic dust. Meanwhile, its favorite brother is living out a shotgun daydream in the hands of your pa. Aw, it's unwanted, just like us. But it's too sweet to carry such a crude and merciless weapon. This stupid thing's almost certainly already loaded. And it doesn't run on batteries. You don't care about this stupid thing. You definitely load down the barrel. Maybe that stupid thing won't work for next time you aims it at a nice animal. Your pa's sister gave him this gun, and your brother gave you these pogs, sorta. Your family's kinda ridiculous. You don't get it. Does he hate animals, or what? Why does he have to shoot so many of them? Is he just a jerk? Just a huge jerk? You think your pa may be a huge jerk. He is a huge jerk, but that's kind of unrelated to the animals. So many heirlooms, although your pa isn't actually dead. You assume? There's no chance you're going to pick up this gun. And you certainly aren't going to lock and load anytime soon. It's going to not happen. As precarious as a perch, and as certainly as it's loaded, it seems like not a great idea. You gracefully avoid having her brought into your pa's stupid gun fervor. Pa's passion for previous alive artifacture has always given you the willies. What is it with him? Not only does he not respect the lives of critters he shoots, he seems infatuated with the notion of death itself. What a twisted jerk. You drew strength from the mummy's unsayable calmness. You are stronger now, having considered the mummy at length, so you're going to go ahead and stop considering the mummy. Crush the mummy. Easy there. This poor fellow's pretty brittle, and you're not all that eager to huff the 5,000-year-old dead guy particles that'll be wafting after you accidentally stomp dance him to fine vapor. What he lacks in grace, he more than makes up for in regality. He seems a little shy, though. You leave him alone. The key. For some reason, it feels warm in your hand. You don't think that's the mummy, though? You really hope it's not the mummy. You tuck a Petrie in the bandages, in case he meets any nice kitties in the next world. He's already been dragged out of his burial place by your adventured grave robber of a Pa. Must he suffer the further indignity of your brother's cardboard fad tokens? Yes. I don't think this guy needs any help with preservation. That's what you're going for, right? Like how salt preserves meat and he's a mummy or whatever. It's a bit of situational humor on your part. Joey Claire, keeping it light. Okay. Okay. You feel weird that you've been thinking this to yourself, but you weren't going to eat this mummy. Like what? You wanted to eat the mummy, but you were worried it would be bland, so you probably spice him up a little first? No! Of course not. Ugh, why are you still so hungry? And why don't you have a better babysitter who buys food regularly and does a better job instilling the bizarre human nappa of mummy cannibalism? And why are you still trying to spice him? What is wrong with you? Seriously, don't spice the mummy. He already had all his organs scooped out, so you can hardly say he doesn't have a place for these to go. So you think you might need them more. Oh, come on. This poor guy's already got exhumed from his tomb and dumped in your attic. Can you at least spare him the indignity of being pecked at and or pooped on? Anything else on the screen? I don't think so. Creepy. Disguising your identity and impairing your vision wouldn't really help matters much. You're pretty sure the monsters are going to eat anybody they meet. You haven't been in here in a while. Your power sure does keep a lot of weird crap up here. Weirder than the other crap that is. Or maybe not. Maybe all his stupid crap is basically the same. It would probably be for the best if you stomp all this old junk to smithereens, but who knows? There might be some priceless cultural artifact your dad plundered from some old temple buried under all the baby toys and Christmas lights on. Oh yeah, guns. You're graceful, but bounding across a pile of dusty old junk doesn't really grab you. It's a fun time. No, not now. When you need it most. Wait, what? You'll keep them closed for now, just on the off chance that one monster busts down the door. But depending on how long you're stuck up here, you may end up just dumping all your hard-gathered doodads and trinkets into these loose heaps of yesterday's whatevers. You have a feeling that dusty pile of old junk in the attic, the eventual fate for every pog in existence. Jude, on the other hand, says they'll eventually become the currency of the post-apocalyptic wasteland. No, Jude, you idiot. Those are bottle caps. Have you never played Fallout? Fake conspiracy theorist. Could go either way, you guess. You know, you don't have infinite supply of this spice mix. Using on every big pile of crap you come across isn't really the most disciplined approach. Although, it's not like you're going anywhere, you sprinkle some. Probably plenty of stuff in this pile of weird old stuff that needs batteries. But if any of it were any good, it wouldn't be in the attic. Oh, no. He gets himself nestled down all cozy back there. It's gonna be you climbing over a bunch of lanterns and sexy leg lamps and stupid globes and Probably some guns, insecty leg lamps, and just stay put, buyers, okay? You don't want to send all the creepy mess clattering across the floor. Not while you're still hiding out from monsters, at least. But it'd be your heart's finest desire. Your ballet company of one is a little small to perform a masqué, but you suppose it all depends on how long you're stuck up here. Your heirloom. Yeah, feeling it. It likes masks? You don't know what to make of that. You don't know what to make of any of that. Any part of that sentence. You put the key back in your pocket where it doesn't want to go. But, go what? Shut up. It's okay. You feel like the other end of the room is where you should go. With the key. I have a feeling I have to use the key on a portal. This about covers it for food and entertainment in the attic. Hopefully you won't be stuck up here for too long. You could put pogs in the eyes. That would actually be pretty creepy. It might even scare off the monsters. Maybe you could rapidly cycle the pogs somehow. It would look really cool, you bet. Because, Cal, they're pretty dusty already. Mechs are powered by batteries. They're powered by your need to see the face perched on the top of a human body as a human face. That's why they're creepy. Because they're not human. They're not anything. And the person wearing one could be anybody. Mystical. Surely he has some additional purpose. Nope. I don't care if he has a purpose or not. He's my friend, and I like seeing what he says. Bards could try to wear one of his masks, but you have a feeling it won't be very convincing. Ugh, more of his guns. These are antiques and would probably fetch a tidy sum at an auction. But you think the only real perk to their antiquity is it probably means it's been ages since they were used to murder anything furry and precious. You don't use guns. These are definitely loaded though. Your paw doesn't leave unloaded guns lying around. Or hanging precariously in decaying nets either. Jeez, this is right over your room. These three precious buyers shouldn't be anywhere near those things. When you think about how many kind animals' friends they've probably blasted. Ugh, what is his problem? Your paw, you mean. Not your paw, you mean. Not buyers. He doesn't have a problem, as far as you can tell. Only laser guns for the future use batteries. Ooh, thank you. I'll hydrate. Thank you. Need that water, quenched water. So I can keep rattling about these stupid batteries. Those are slightly less stupid than regular guns because they're not real. Actually, yeah, if you dump a little spice mix down the barrel and it ruins the gun somehow, he'll have to just use one of his other dozens of guns, you guess. In the cold calculus of capitalism, the value of these antique guns or these pretty new pogs is merely a function of whatever someone will pay for them. When it's someone to do, their value is pretty much nil. Poetic. These are basically the opposite of pet treats. Pet treats are for making animals happy, and these are for, well, making animals into meat. Your mother left you a beautiful key that for some reason is tingling in your hand. Your pal left you a net full of guns. He also just left you. Period! Haha, he's not here and rarely is. Haha, hee-haw. Why does he love globes so much? Maybe they remind him of adventure. Or little abstract geological features, the jagged borders of exotic nations, and tiny bumps representing mountains. Unfortunately, wherever you look at globes in school or whatever, they just remind you of him. So you have traumas against geography. Some very old pigeon cages. You suggest they may be thrown out, but old cages definitely fits into the aesthetic up here. That's probably scattered all over the place, and you don't think you want to attract any attention right now with a globe-based cacophony. That'll make them crash to the floor, which might do some damage. You keep that plan in reserve just in case the monsters break the door. Weird. Most of these globes don't have a Russia on them. Or France. Or any other ballet places. Things have gone pretty dark, but cage dancing, Joey? Not that there's anything wrong with it, of course, you guess. You're not sure how you're supposed to feel about women dancing in cages. Is it girl power? Or not? Sometimes it's just so hard to know what is or isn't girl power. The question, does a girl want to be in cage? If you're not asking what the girl wants, then that's not very girl power of you, is it? That's extremely not girl power. Unfortunately, you can't find any place on these old globes for a key. The glitter isn't a giant keyhole on the surface of the actual planet, though. It'd be a horrible thing to fall into. If all this thing unlocks with some empty cages in the attic, well, not that your life is any obligation to be entertaining or to deliver some kind of payoff on the narrative expectations it raises, but that would be really anticlimactic. You toss Petri amongst the pile of globes. They don't fight over it. They're very well trained. From iron cages to special extra nice treats. Pets have come a long way in the household over the years, except for all the ones that got murdered in taxidermy by your stupid paw. If these were really old globes, they'll be flat. They'll look like a bunch of giant pogs. You shudder, the thought. They're even captives long freed from their bars, and most likely from the cage of their own flesh. The cages were given to life as stupid toy jails. To pray for out your reach, you've heard some spice mix up there. Perhaps it's in green my reach. Nah, you're really not in the mood for international cuisine. That one was pretty bad. You guess you brought it on yourself, though, trying to use these completely unrelated things together for no better reason than to see what would happen. Exactly. Look at them, gently swaying in eerie wind. They don't need your batteries. They don't need anything. They are, despite their obsolescence, some of the most utterly content things you've ever seen. Perhaps we could all be more pigeon-caged. These aren't like the fancy globes in Pa's study, you assume. They don't need batteries, or lasers, or anything like that. Or wait. Are these just a bunch of failed prototypes? Is your attic full of busted globes because your stupid Pa needed to build a globe-based puzzle? To keep the attic locked? Virus rustles in and out among the wreckage of the broken worlds. It is discouragingly adorable. One might expect this after all the fracas he's been through. This little guy might be eager to return to the safety of a cage. But he's reluctant to leave your hand. Perhaps you two have bonded? Is the true cage friendship? Oh wait, no. There's some old poop in there. I'm going to say because I think things are about to go afoot. The pigeon slips on her drape. After a moment, you hear the terrifying sound of pigeon snores. You reach under and retrieve them. Seems like it's already doing fine on wind energy. Haha. But really, where the heck is that wind coming from? As much as this thing is whipping around with such pronounced and steady rustling, you're likely to get a spice mix blown right back in your face. You toss a pog towards the thing, but whatever wind is blowing with that drape catches a pog in the air and carries it off too, well, you're being honest. You stop paying that close attention to what happens to pogs as you throw them at things. Whatever's under drapes, some tells you it is hungry. That's not quite the right word, but expectant, demanding, like a mystery could pound its fist in the man to be solved. That's a feeling whispering to you the whole body. As you dance, you resolve to ignore this mysterious, alluring drape, beguiling and bewitching cascade of velvet and mysteries. Mysteries that you have came to realize as you continue to dance and to ignore this drape and the object it covers may be more menacing and monstrous than you know. It's the object beneath this drape, which you are still ignoring. The fierce and focused intensity on your dancing. The opening note of a sonata in a minor key. Ignore your problems and then go away. Exactly. Exactly. That's how life is. Just don't pay your taxes. Don't go to work. Just ignore it. Just go to bed. Good things only happen when you go to bed and do nothing else ever in your entire life. With a fierce and focused intent of your dancing. The opening note of a sonata in minor key, or a key that tilts the tumblers, locking away the secrets in a young girl's head. Or rather, in her head. Ignore everything. Only Bernadetta. True. Just Bernadetta. Just Bernadetta. Just Bernadetta. Aha! Doki Doki Literature Club of Friends. Aha! You have no idea, since you're obviously ignoring this thing forever. You dance in a drape with mysteriously no wind of unknown origin. Is it your partner, complimenting your movements, or the curtain, restless, ravenous to raise? And if it is a curtain, onto what strange stage are you to trapeze? You hear the music in your head. You feel the steps calling your feet to take them. And you know the curtain must soon rise. And you rise with it to occasions or to baits yet unbitten and unbaited. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a hell of a show. You can't avoid noticing the drape rustling around, although you really wish you could. Better see what's under there now, though, before it gets the drop on you. No. One more object. Geez, you can barely hold on to the key. It's like it's pulling you forward, closer to whatever's on the other side of this drape. Ooh. Creepy. Very jujus. You have no idea what this is. You don't know where it came from or how long it's been here. Did you know about this? Is that why he's really sent you to the attic? No, that doesn't make any sense. Did your pa know? It looks kind of different from the stuff he usually dumps out here. It feels different in your mind, at least. Wait, what? You're having trouble thinking clearly. Trouble keeping your train of thought. How long have you been standing here? Parts of that thing look rickety, but somehow you think it'll stand up to your tap dancing at it. You need something a little stronger than just your shoes and your steps to break this thing. Weird. How do you feel like you already know this thing will make music? Maybe it's like a really complicated organ. It may be saw in a book somewhere. Now that seems right. What the heck is it? Glinting another sippy. I have a big feeling the key is going to be important, so I need to try everything else. You hold Byers in front of an impressive piece of machinery. He is plainly mystified. Doesn't look like it needs batteries. More like it's waiting for something else. Hold on. Waiting? Every machine sitting in your attic can't wait, right? Right? It looks pretty clanky and rusty. Dumping a bunch of gritty spice on it probably won't help it do, what it's intended to do. Which is, you know, this is important. Keep the garbage away. Keep the garbage away from the thing. Ugh. Keep having weird thoughts about this machine. You're not sure why. But you're sure you don't like it. Except the pog the garbage stuff. That was all you. Those things on the side. Those don't look like pets. Well, not good ones anyway. They do look like they might be hungry. You don't know how to operate this thing except, of course, to put a key in it and turn it. That seems like the obvious thing, doesn't it? like the most obvious and necessary thing you've ever known. And we're always going to do. And have always known to do and do it. And do it. And do it. And do it now. 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 The key. Do it. Do it. Open a door. Spooky. Yes, definitely, yes. Jeez, wow, yes, you, okay, yeah, you want to do that, just, yeah, the key, I'll do it, do it, you feel like you have to, you do it. Oh god, it's alive. It's slime. Oh. 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 Title. I was expecting that to be the cutoff. It looks kind of like the thing that your act that brought you here. The force field's pretty striking point of contrast, though. Maybe you can use this thing to get home somehow, please. That didn't exactly hurt, but it was kind of tingly. You don't think you'll be able to reach a portal while the force field is on. The portal is brought into your tap dancing. The force field dissipates, and you return home immediately. But no, it doesn't. You were just caught up in one of your hallucinatory figures of dance optimism. As one does. You get this thing protected by one of those rare force fields that doesn't power down just because someone did a ballet near it. Oh, excuse me. Bias regards the shimmering portal with the same day's cluelessness with which he regards everything else in existence. He is endearingly democratic in his stupidity. Mood. This thing doesn't seem to need any additional power. Look at it sizzle. You gave it a little dust in with your spice mix. In a strange way, it makes you feel slightly better than everything. That's the biggest slammer you've ever seen. This thing ain't no treat. You don't think you'll be petting it anytime soon. Fires did a great job bringing you those marbles. He can hang out on your Sildex until the opportunity for him to be useful presents himself. Or until he poops too much, whichever comes first. A busted up robot? Seems like something pretty intense went down before you arrived. Something tell you this busted heap of scrap isn't street compliant. At least in depth, it's immune to abuse from your stupid pogs. The spices failed to make the robot even remotely functional or appetizing. It seems to be busted up beyond something new batteries could fix. Keep buyers away from that thing. It could still be dangerous. The butts parts rattle around just a little. So mildly, you could barely see it. But it happened. You're not motivated to dance to this robot's grave. It's way too dark in here to turn your flashlight off. It's a futuristic forklift. It's probably what moved that giant crate here. You don't know how to drive this thing. Didn't seem to be on anyways. Mush! Mush no. Yeah, treats, go, run for the treats. Go, mush, you indolent beast. Have thee no hunger. You get a fork of some accelerando and accelerandons. Want no part of it. You try to engage the forklift a little positive, the dukes, but it remains in first position. Either the thing doesn't run on Pogs, or its Pog-based fuel tank is not currently empty and a problem is something else. Maybe it's a secret third Maybe it's a secret third option. Huh. Putting it in a gas tank probably isn't gonna help. The forklift does seem like it might need power, but you can't find a place to put your crummy little batteries. Nice try, doofus. You monitor yourself on your breath. Not for the first time. Your spirit nearly broken, you somehow struggle on. You can just imagine Buyer driving a forklift. With a little, hat, I guess. And, well, his wing couldn't reach the steering knob. And plus the forklift isn't working. And, okay, yes, you can't imagine it. Weak. You can hear awful slams and growls coming from the other side of his door. You're not even going to try to open it. You try to force the Petrius on his shed door to place a whatever wild monster is kicking up a ruckus in there. But it just won't fit. You feel kind of bad for that monster, but also pretty relieved it's in there instead of you out up here. And you're the sheriff, and you're still stuck in here. You slightly want to pause on the door and attempt to place the ferocious beast you can hear on the other side of the door. If anything, it seems to be making more angry. Oh, what a treat. Creepy basement door with some spice on it. Just like Mama used to make. Whoops, now you're sad and scared. You stick the battery into the side of the shed door and pretend that's a doorknob. You turn it, it doesn't work. You guess you could have tried powering a mysterious door somehow with your battery, but you have no idea how to do that. That probably wouldn't work, so you decide to fail in a more whimsical manner. I appreciate your whimsy, Joey. Buyers are playing freaked out by the sounds coming from that other side of the door. You can't blame him because you are too. You fire off a black Irish into a flea hop, but the door remains closed. Your valet doesn't seem to have opened the door, which is really for the best since it doesn't seem to have calmed down the angry monster on your side either. Unsure what this weird thing's purpose? Maybe there's something around here that you could use to make it go? Or whatever? You dance your heart out. The control kiosk is unaffected. Everyone's a critic. A cold metal critic in a dark, anonymous basement. Everyone who doesn't like your dancing is that. No response. Last time a little Philistine this control panel turned out to be. Oh, if only the humble control panel could be a pet. If only. If only. Ah, little panel, simple and kind, floating through life like a baby miracle. You would shower it in pet treats if that were possible, but it isn't. So that dream is dead. You try to gently flip a Pog into the coin slot of the control panel like it's an old-timey jukebox, but there's no coin slot. And also you accidentally flip the Pog directly into your own eye. So you couldn't think you'll be including this moment in your hero memories. You sprinkle a bunch of spice dust down all the control panel's most inviting crevices. It is now running 0.00006% less efficiently. You don't see a removable panel to add batteries. Wait, oh gosh, there it is. No, wait, no panel. Byers lacks the sterling mental acuity necessary to use his control panel. He also falls asleep if you put a napkin on his head, because he thinks it's nighttime. So this comes as something less than a shock. A futuristic-looking door. And a gloomy, futuristic-looking bunker-like place. The only answer through here? Some kind of weird electric bug? It seems to be trying to communicate. Maybe you should pick it up for a closer look. Crush it. You pause. Maybe you could try figuring out what this thing is before you start shoving Pogs. To other dance top in. Any of you were just interning? You can tell at this point the writers are like, stop. No. Just do a plot already. God, fuck. God damn it. Look, if you don't want me to do stupid combinations, stop rewarding me with stupid conversations that I love. You pick up the flashing board. Words blink on the screen in an unfamiliar alphabet. For some reason, you can understand it anyway. Hello, is someone there? Is this a chat room? If a moderator is present, I require some assistance, please. Tetrarch! There's a huge explosion. Were you harmed? Thanks for asking, although I didn't see any explosion. Well, maybe I did, sorta. The roof of your hive is totally jacked. If you say so. Wait, you can see my roof? Who are you? What do you mean my hive? Oh. Oh no. I'm so sorry, I forgot the code again. I'm really trying, I swear. It's because I was so worried about you, I wasn't thinking, I'll never have again, I promise. What's going on? Nothing! All that matters is that you're okay. You're okay, right? Sorry! Why are you apologizing? It never hurts to be sorry. Where am I? Okay, yeah, I know this one for sure. You're in your basement, right? I mean, you're not there. You're somewhere else. Did I say the wrong thing? What do you want me to tell you you are? Who are you? I'm Zekfrus. Oh no. That was a test, wasn't it? Okay, I know I just said I would never happen again, and I meant that starting now. No exceptions to the code. I'm absolutely not Zephyrus. Right. So, Zephyrus, I'm getting that I'm in a basement somewhere, but you think we shouldn't say that? Yeah, that's exactly right. I got it right. Didn't I? If you say so. I don't suppose you know what the deal is with this huge machine with the snakes on it. Sort of like the attic. One in my attic. Except the one in my attic wasn't so space age and it doesn't have a weird force field bubble. Attic? You know, down the hall, up the stairs, the highest room in the house. Oh, duh, more code. Sorry. Yeah, the secret weapon. Sorry about that, Tetrarch Damic. Secret weapon? Tetrarch Damic? Sorry, I know I keep messing up. I'm doing my best. What is Tetrarch Damic? Your name? I mean, not your name. My name isn't Tetrarch Damic. Of course not. I never know who might be reading. Oh geez, what's your code name again? My name's Joey. Right, I know that. This is all my fault. I'm sorry, I had no idea things would go so wrong. Wait, what? I was going to ask you first, but then I thought maybe it was a quiz and that if I had to stop to ask you, I would fail it, so I just put the battery in the weapon like you said. What are you talking about? I thought you left that weird paper out in the crate as instructions. Weird paper? Not weird. Great. The planet's great, Joey. The heroes will never expect it. I mean, I'm still not sure I get what it is exactly, but still. I'm just proud to be entrusted with such an important duty. Hey, let me get back to you. If you hid inside this crate, you'd think you'd be nervous that it would be somehow going to suddenly close up around you, and you'd be left screaming in the dark in a slimy box somewhere impossibly far from your home. So you don't think you'd be hiding in this crate just now. You could perform a quick bit of ballet in the crates like it was some kind of oversized creepy music box. But there's already an oversized creepy music box in the room. You don't know what the guild... You want the guild to the oversized creepy lily. The slippery goose-slick surfaces creates wooden interior would serve as this lousy stage for the ribald staccato of your fancy footwork. And it's also pretty dark in there. So, you pass. You pick up a hand-drawn scribble on a diagram in a portal, showing how the pieces fit together. Okay, hey, I found the paper you're talking about. So what do I do with it? Okay, give me a minute. I noticed. I'm really sorry. I didn't think you'd be quizzing me right after what happened. I swear I'll prepare better next time. It's okay. Wow, really? Yeah, really. It's not a quiz. I have no idea what any of this means. Oh, geez. It is a test! No! It's really silly. I have no idea what's going on here. I've never seen this thing before. What's it telling me? I'm doing my best, but I don't know what you want me to do. Please tell me what you want me to say. So this paper seems like some kind of schematic for the portal I just came through. It looks kind of familiar, not just the portal, but the paper itself. I don't know how that would be possible, though. Anyways, is that right? Is this a diagram for the snake machine? Well, if I remember right, that thing's a guide to the weapon. The weapon? You mean this snake portal? Oops, the code. Okay, yes, the portal. Can I unlock the snake machine with this? Is that what I should do? Unlock the snake machine? Oh, the serpent security program for your hives, power grid, hexagrid. Yeah, yes, if that's what you want, Tetarch, you can always do whatever you want. Wow. Well, the thing you said, will that help me get out of here? Exactly. Just put all X fingers on the back of your tablet until the control panel blink executes. X? 10? Oh no. I'm in trouble. I did exactly what I'm not supposed to. This was all a test and I blew it. Of course you remember, and I definitely shouldn't have said any of that. I'm so sorry. It's hard to keep up with these espionage rules sometimes. Okay, I'll just go check that out. I'm so sorry, Tetrarch. I'm just gonna leave you to do whatever it is you do. Wow, Petri, it's an enormous crate. Well, that's missing is some kind of monstrous behemoth to eat. The treats and live in the crate and maybe eat you too, and oh man, you're freaking yourself out again! When it comes to pugs, it's hard for you to muster any crate enthusiasm. You spice the crate for the zest of your abilities. It is now a spicy crate. To save time, however, you will still refer to it as a crate, if you have reason to refer to it. The crate seems to be fulfilling its function as a crate, without the alternative assistance of your clumsy copper tops. It looks too much like a big version of his cage back home. If you send him inside, you'd be a hard time getting him out. To be perfectly frank, it doesn't look all that much like his cage. But he is kind of a moron, so you decide to play it safe. Yeah, it's all coming together. The portal depicted on the skeleton diagram is what's in the crate. And then, okay, yeah, that's all you got so far. A faded copy of a hand-drawn diagram, labeling parts of a mysterious portal and showing how they fit together. Looks like somebody already shook this place to pieces. The steps seem a little too complicated for you to follow, at least without some dedicated study first. Additionally, it's some kind of detailed mechanic system that's not a dance step, so you're gonna be a bit of a hurdle. This diagram, oh my god, you can combine items. I forgot! This diagram doesn't seem to incorporate pigeons. Neither is it a biocomponent, nor is it a recurring visual motif. According to this diagram, your batteries could be used to, okay, time to come clean. You can have no idea how to read a stupid thing. You sprinkle some medic spice mix on the diagram, in the hopes that it will reveal some kind of spice activity into the link. Your hopes are dashed. This diagram is way too visually busy. As such, it would be pretty loudly slamming grid on your pog battles. Nenefagor? Oh yeah, Fagor, that can combine things. will I have more dialogue. Yes, that's it. All you have to do is jam some Petrians in between the gears and they'll be stopped working. Of course, that's a force field to deal with. And you aren't sure how to get that thing open even if the force field was down. And you've already been launched who knows how far through the inky blackness of space. Marooned in some kind of weird techno basement without any idea how to get back home. You're still very, very hungry. And the kids at home school are mean. And sometimes you feel like you could make more of an effort to relate to Jude, but he's so stupidly self-assured and you aren't sometimes. And it's hard to be a nice big sister when you resent him for that. And as long as we're on the subject, your babysitter's drinking is maybe getting out of hand. But once you get the stuff taken care of, Petrates to the rescue! Wow, this doesn't seem to be a diagram to this portal. For all the good that does you. But it's really not at all. You're no expert, but if you had to guess, you'd say the technology to forklift and the portal are pretty different. You don't know that. You considered sliding a diagram on the door, but it seems like it might be important. In a frenzy, Rip snorts and a stomp kicks at the crazed beast on here, so I give you pause to mean... You mean pause. The diagram doesn't give any insight into how the control panel functions. Which is kind of weird, because you definitely get a serpent vibe from the control panel. Which is kind of weird. Period. This robot seems to be cut from an entirely different clock from what Eder depicts in the diagram. To put it in more accessible terms, it looks like one was made by Sega and the other was made by Nintendo. Oh, I see. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Divine guided weapon. The portal. Serpent security program for your highest powered grid. Put all X fingers on the back of your tablet until the control panel uplink executes. Someone tell you that's not what we want. You have no idea how to open this thing. You don't even see a handle. If you had to guess, it looks like it's automatic, but the power seems to be off in here. You think it's kind of hard to tell. You have no idea how to open this thing. You don't even see a handle. Da 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 da. Got into the weapon. Oh, X fingers on the back of your tablet until the control panel blink executes. Oh, I just noticed there's a lot of blood there. Looks like around 11 days and counting. Down, not up. What if it just stayed in this room forever? What if it just stayed in this room forever? The melancholy glow, this mysterious device, your only company. What if you just bucked the system and refused to scramble about rearranging the deck chairs on a sinking ship to the rhythms of the indifferent string quartet who's lurked just out of sight every moment of your life? Well, fine. But you still only have about 11 days before this timer runs out. Whatever that means. You dance like there's no tomorrow. Wait, scratch that. You dance like there are roughly 10 tomorrows. The possibly some big, quasi-imminent disaster lends your steps some heady moodiness. You wave a petri tantalizing towards the timer. You resist your offer. It has a will of iron. Oh no! You had time to fully appreciate its pogs before. Okay, you're done. Are you worried about your time running out? You wonder if you put this battery something, like a toy or something. The particulars aren't important. This is just a thought experiment. When it ran out before the timer did. 10. Damn, that's only a few tomorrows. That is least, it has almost a baker's dozen's tomorrows. Which is quite a few tomorrows, but less than many that someone would want. Also, is this timer counting down to something that will kill you and everyone else you've ever loved? Look, buyers, regard the timer. Does it chill you to the core of your little birdie pigeon soul? Oh, you bet your boots it does. You didn't say anything, but you were sure. Fear not, fair buyers. Joey Claire, extraordinaire. It's on the case. Yes. The diagram does include a timer, but the numbers are different. They must be entirely unrelated. Do. Ooh. Forklift. You place all 10 of your fingers on the back of the tablet and approach the control panel. Hey, some kind of password entry program appears on the screen. Very interesting password. Oh, it's Centipede. Doo. Serpent. Oh, creature. I can explain. Hey! Hey, Xerox, are you there? I know how I feel about the codename Xerox. Pretty close to Zephyrus, don't you think? I mean, imagine I called you... damn it. Not that I would ever do that. Sorry. Okay, I don't really know what to say to any of that. Sorry! It's fine, stop apologizing. It's actually really annoying when you do that all the time, FYI. Oh! They didn't realize they were dealing with a 90s program. Trill. Sorry. Forget about it. I want to ask you about security console. I played a game on it, but all that happened was a forklift drove me straight into the force field and exploded. Whoa, your forklift exploded? Yeah, it's not mine, no. Is it yours? I'm sorry I wrecked it. No, of course not. Or, I mean, do you want me to take it? Because it's broken? I wouldn't mind. I mean, whatever. Up to you. Alright, and then a weird monster minutes me into this other room, and there's only one door. This is kind of a bad situation. Weird monster? Yeah, the deer cat thing? Deer cat thing? Are you having a fight with your Lucis? Not that it's any of my business. Lucis? Is that what you call that thing? I barely got away with my life. Wait a minute. Are you actually not Tetrarch Damek? No, I'm Joey. Joey Claire. I don't know what's going on. There's a bunch of big computers and boxes. I don't know where I am or who you are, but you can't act like you knew what was going on. Well, what are you doing with Tetrarch's tablet? Do you mean his Trapper Keeper laptop? I found it on the floor. Oh no. Tetrarch Damoc's there? Hey, I could talk to him instead. Please. Please get the tablet to Tetrarch Damoc, please. I don't know who Tetrarch Damoc is. I don't know who you are. Can you look for him, please? Okay, yeah, I'll just root around this room that's filled with guns. Okay, thanks. Some sort of highly advanced communication device. Let's do a save. This door is all that stands between you and that rampaging deer monster. No way! If you wanted to get killed by a weird monster in the basement, you would have stayed at home. Yeah, something about that smooth power of these twin doors reminds you of a little snake-reef portal in the other room. In both sleek sets, you see a paradoxical union of immutability and coiled power. Immovable, yet ready to move with no warning at all. Spire seemed to sense a ferocious deer cat monster lurking just on the other side of this door. When you play that Snakes game, you seem to have restored power to this whole place. So there's no reason for you to go around jabbing your E-cell batteries at everything. Not that you let that stop you, of course. It's learning. You could hit the deer cat with a snoot full of spice mix to scare it off, but after what happened to the monster in your kitchen, you're worried that might actually constitute lethal force. Doors are sealed together far too tightly for you to even entertain the goofy idea of sleeping a pod between them. So you don't entertain the idea. And the idea doesn't really entertain you. You don't want to give this rampaging beast any further incentive to burst through the door down and tear you to shreds. Which obviously is what it was intending to do. Right? Yeah. Blaze your staccato and fear will nary a temple and tremble. You give the huge steel doors a stirring performance, but the Krens refuse to part, which is a good thing, considering there's a slavering monster on your side. Well, slavering might be a stretch, but look, you're pretty sure you saw it slaver. You're like 60% confident there was some conspicuous slavering. You don't really know what any of this stuff is, but it all makes you extremely uncomfortable. Like the tablet. You seem to be able to read the text, but you kind of rather not. You don't really want... Did you find him? No! Oh no. I don't know what to do. What should I do? Oh my god! Why on earth are you asking me? What's Irv? What? Oh. My god! Jude, is that you? Is this another one of your stupid practical jokes? This isn't funny. No, I'm Zephyrus! Okay, Zephyrus, tell me what is going on. I don't really know. Actually, I'm kind of upset because you're yelling and that makes it harder to think. I know I'm not very smart or good at anything, but I really am trying my best. I'm sorry. I can't believe this. You're in space, apparently. Or at least you were. I know who just got shot through space into an alien nightmare horror house, and you're expecting me to make you feel better? Look, we all have self-esteem issues. But there's a time and a place for pathetic groveling, and it is not while I'm trying to not be devoured by alien monsters. Wait, you're an alien? I am 2 seconds away from throwing this disgusting joke machine to any one of several of these massive piles of armed, dangerous garbage around me. Wait, no, don't! This is so exciting. I never met an alien before. I'm like seriously losing it. Most trolls never meet aliens until they go off planet to conquer them. What? Okay, but like, you could be messing with me. Are you messing with me? The Tetrarch says I had to stop being so trusting. Oh, I know. Say something only an alien would say. I'm from a planet named Earth. Oh, That sounds pretty alien. Well, if nothing else, you got to be very jealous. Sorry. This is a little nuts, and the deer cat maybe got me a little rattled. So you're not an alien? No, I am. I mean, it's as silly as an Earth. Which, between the snake machines and the deer cat and the sci-fi technology, I'm willing to believe. Plus, there's some other monsters earlier, and I'm having that kind of day. Monsters? Yeah, I managed to get past them barely. Whoa! You're so cool! You're like a real adventure! Wait, what color is your blood? What kind of question is that? I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to be disrespectful. I just want to be sure I know before I made a mess of things. Okay, it's red? Really? Me too! Awesome, we could be even friends. This is so cool. Hey, maybe I can even help you. How? The Tetrox Lucis knows me. He'll come down if I can't get over there. By Lucis, you mean a deer cat monster? Yes. That's wonderful, thank you. Yeah! Except, I don't know, I'm still worried this might be a big test. A test? I don't fall, sorry. Boy, it is getting kind of frustrating having to say that over and over. The Tetrarch is always testing me. If this is the final exam of secrecy stuff and I blew it, he's gonna be really disappointed. Oh, I know! If you can prove you're an alien, I'll come over and help you out. Do you want me to say more alien things? No, I mean, I have no way to verify if those are true or not. Send me a picture of you. I don't have any photos with me, Anyways, how could I get it to you? I'm trapped in here by that monster. Aren't you using Tetrarch's tablet? Take the pic with that and submit it. Over. Pics? Smit? Pictures, transmit. Okay, that's kind of a weird ask, Xerox. But I'll get a shot. Here goes. Your name is Zephyrus Triumph. You're having a difficult evening, just one of many in a predictably difficult life because you are rust blood trash. You just witnessed beams of red and green energy erupt from the hive of your best friend Tetrarch Damek right before a squadron of Imperial drones snatch up half your neighbors. So it's safe to say, your revolutionary efforts are not going great. Oh, and it seems like you've received a package. Save. Can I look at anything? Tetrarch Damek's hive. You hope he's one of the parts that hasn't been annihilated by massive beams of light. You've never used your psychic powers on the Tetrarch's hive. The Air's just launched a new carbonated hydration juice flavor. Clogunk. You're required to buy whatever she's selling, or be cold anyway, so you're not sure why she bothers advertising. Why bother to fail? Those billboards are everywhere. Tetrarch Damek says you're really infrequent and unreliable omni-scuttle coach schedule is symptomatic of an infrastructure engineered to prevent cast mobility. And since you know how well he says it, he hasn't explained what that means. Outglut, a subgroup of greater stem cluster of fresh thrust. Outglut is where you grew up. Give me lore. That's a delivery from Scythian, with the item you ordered. Quite a long time ago. Gets it right during all the confusion. You shouldn't draw attention to yourself right now. Weakly wobble the box later. You open up the package. Inside is the Flarp manual. This edition of Flarp is focused on spy games, intrigue, and rebellion. Tetrarch Damek modeled a lot of his underground resistance ideas out of the system. Oh my god, I had the yellow Scalera. Good. Greetings, Agent. This document is a file to take your objectives, page 3, and protocols, page 7. You must work, page 19, remotely, page 22. With your team, page 44. Of Elite, page 59. Agents, page 399. To covertly, page 2050. Infiltrate, page 99. Duh. Okay, you don't have time for all this right now, or ever, really. Can I make a wibble wobble? Oh. The door is to your respite block, where you sleep. You stand on your grander precipice. White gloves, shoe polish, and training silverware. Everything an involuntary inspiring butler needs. You're already tidied your butler training materials. You don't want to use the tidy other ones. You use these to practice your budding powers of telekinesis. You still aren't very good yet, but you're sure showed the spoons who's boss. You don't use your hands as bend spoons. You use the power of imagination. By which you mean your weak, unreliable psychic powers. Yep, that's right. Practice makes almost adequate. That's the Burgundy way. Your mind flexes with the pulsing might of your phenomenal telekinetic powers, and you bend a tiny little silver spoon without even using your little grubby fingers. Big tough guy. Better bring this along, just in case you run into any bent soup. You don't need help from Flarp to imagine what it would be like to have a train as a butler. All you need is your imagination and the brutal learning caste system, which prevents you from realistically pursuing any other path in life. Not much you can do with it in high society now. Unless you can pass it off as kite and scraper or something. You play pusher, of course. Burgundy are ideally suited to this position because of their telekinetic powers and their ability to commune with dead players. Also, pusher is the most dangerous position, and no one really cares if Rustbloods get killed. The Flarp Mound doesn't contain any mechanics for interacting with your Pulster. You would demand a refund if such uppity impertinence was a Rustblood wouldn't get you killed. Yeah, you're a good enough telekinetic to bend spoons, but not nearly good enough for it to be an asset on the Velvet. You managed to hang this poster without using your telekinesis. Or, you guess what you mean is, it would have been cool to hang this poster using your telekinesis, but your telekinesis is very weak. And that frame was sort of heavy, kind of. The Where Grid Study Scroll. To be honest, only Indigos really care about what fork goes where. And they crush anything they pick up anyway. You pretty much got this memorized already. It's like fork, mega fork, fork, knife fork, fool's fork. That about covers it. You're reminded of the week Tetrarch Damek made you sleep on the floor of a training exercise. It was hard at first, and maybe he could have told you it was a training exercise beforehand instead of just saying, sleep on the floor until I tell you otherwise. But it really toughened you up. You can sleep anywhere now. The Tetrarch is always making sure you're prepared for anything. This is roughly around when you might normally be going to bed sleep. But the current circumstances, i.e. your imminent death if you don't escape, are not conducive to sleep. They're conducive to dying, though. One of the effects of the Super Slime is your Rubicon is to keep your devastating telekinetic powers in check while you're asleep. Otherwise, you might lightly jostle things in your room while dreaming. You guess if your powers were more, powerful, this would be a bigger deal. Some butlers are so skilled at telekinesis that they're able to set entire tables at once. Every Reiki prong and bowl scooper in exactly the right place. It's, It's still pretty awful. You can't get excited about that bottle life, no matter how hard you try. You suppose the knives in your silverware set could do some serious damage? Too bad you're only comfortable handling the spoons. Some Flark modules contain optional rule sets for fatigue mechanics. Even it sounds exhausting. Aha! You're not supposed to eat the silver slime? Which is easy because gross. Why would you want to? Yeah, Gamzee. It doesn't match any of the spoons on the poster. Not anymore. You should slip this bad boy into the table at some high society dinner and watch them all the blue buds squirm. That would be a really funny thing to see immediately before you being executed. Arena stickball has always been the only time you really feel like yourself. When you're out on the velvet, your brawler defends you against the opposing prowlers and zappers, and I guess thinking about it too much makes you a little sad, though. Looking at the dozer always helps you get to sleep, and looking at its snow globe always makes you nervous. You know it's not a real one, but still. You attempt to wrench loose the chandelier of devastating blast telekinetic might. You fail to succeed, but you do succeed to fail. What a daring dream, swing in from your sports themed chandelier and land on your bed, you guess. It's a pretty meager role-playing experience. You let the dream die. Sounds like a great way to electrocute yourself. Keep that in mind in case a less painful death scene is unavoidable. Oh hey, it's your arena stickball gear. You play Pusher. It brings back the memories of your season playing in the Outlet Grub League. You're trying out for the Fresh Thrust Junior League soon, but you're a little rusty. If you blow it, you can get cold. Between band practice with Tetrarchamic, Revolution lectures from Tetrarchamic, and buttling practice, you mostly start Tetrarchamic, you really hadn't had time you need to practice. Speaking of your brand new butler uniform, it brings back less than found memories that when you order it, sleeps ago. The delivery to Rust Buds like you was so slow. Hey, there's your smash suit from when Tetrarch helped you practice cool action movie stunts. Your memory from that time is a little hazy, actually. You could lightly jostle your clothes on their hangers, but it doesn't sound like it's been worth the nosebleed. All your outfits grant various stat bonuses and flarp, of course. But they also come with heavy stat penalties, usually, always in your case, outweighing the bonuses. This spent spoon won't give you any trouble. That's evidenced by your clothes. You have no problem with unconventional taste. You'll never get the season your arena stickball team took 3rd place in the Outlook Grub League. But just in case you do, this featureless white orb is here to remind you. Boop, boop. It's your tablet. Use it for pretty much everything. Your auto-tune mic is plugged into it. The grubbles, if you bucket, we don't troubles. To resist throwing fists while you step with fruited rubbles. It's sort of hard to spit your quasi-revolutionary rhymes with any real fire while dressed in your butler uniform, though. Damek says you're subversively transforming the rags of your oppression into the fatigues of a revolutionary for your jams, but you're kind of worried your performing will be drowned out by sarcastic orders to polish the silverware. It's your tablet. You use it for pretty much except perfect device for a kid on the go. Except you spend most of your time at home, so it usually just stays right here in your room. Unfortunately, a kid on the go is probably exactly where you are now. You really should grab it. Besides, your mic is plugged into it. And you're sure not leaving that behind. It's not entertaining me anymore. You get her both tablet and mic with one practice motion. They're attached, so the motions probably didn't require as much practice as you might think. You can proceed to have this conversation again from the other side. It's all news to Zephyrus, but it's a little dull to read the whole thing over again. Let's pick up where we left off. I mean, I have no way of verifying it's true or not. Transmit. Oh yeah, you're definitely an alien. Or you have some strange collection of grotesque physical and mental diseases. Either way, you need my help. Okay, that much is definitely true. I'm pretty sure I heard the monster scratching at the door. He's probably hungry. Anyway, man, if you're an alien, you gotta get out of here. The Eris hates aliens. Sigh. The what? The Eris! Oh, well, she's awful and controls everything, basically. I mean, I doubt she's ever met one. But to hear her talk, she hates aliens as much as she hates lowbloods. Which I guess you also are. You're practically a member of resistance already. I'm not sure whether to be really confused or really concerned about you. Do you need help? One time when things got really bad with my brother, my babysitter took him to the doctor and it seemed to help. What's more baffling to a troll? What's a brother? Wow, you're so lucky. I really don't know. Oh, I'm definitely concerned. Being concerned is what friends do for each other. I never had anyone but Tetrarch Damek be concerned about me before. Oh, jeez. I bet the other Tetrarchs would be extremely excited to hear there's an alien helping us now. Sure. But I'm sort of, pretty focused on not being killed by the monster in the other room at the moment. That's kind of my main deal right now. I don't really have a lot of time for anything else. Right, yeah, of course. I'll help you. And a Tetrarch, too. Because, well, I think, okay, I hope this is also helping him somehow. Which reminds me, we really shouldn't be talking like this. Like what? Tetrarch Dan says we always have to assume our communications are being monitored. This is exactly the kind of conversation I shouldn't be having. Oh man, I better hurry up and get over there. On my way now. Please don't mention me anymore. It's dangerous. BRB. In person, I mean. That's pretty big for a Rustblood. Clean supplies, the noble instruments of your future career, I guess. It kind of presses you to keep them anywhere you like to have fun, so you just send them at the end of the hallway. Maybe if your hallway is really clean, the drones would stop trying to burn your neighborhood down and kill you? There's the Rustblood Moxie. I'd let you be able to kick back in an easy chair while using the power of your mind to get these cleaning supplies sweeping and scrubbing on your behalf. But you couldn't telekinesis your way out of the wet chitin sack. Your flirt man really has no place among cleaning supplies. Cleaning supplies are mostly meant to be used on things that don't go in your mouth. Just looking at your cleaning supplies dredges up enough emotion to inspire you to sing an impressive, angsty power ballad. But your autotune Mike's curtain battery situation won't allow it. It's just your faithful scoundry, which you haven't bothered draining recently. Side of it. Rest of fluids. Ooh. Thank you, thank you. I really don't know how much more is with Act 1. Well, it's still saying I'm completing everything, so. Huh. But trust me, I slurped. I'll keep going for a little bit more. I don't know how much longer there's to this game. Inside it, rest of fluid and floor filth coalesces to make a repugnant gray sludge. The last time you attempt to pull the stunt, you accidentally tripped the bucket and spilled Scoundrel's wrist fluid all over the place. Your skills haven't improved much since, so you better not move along before you make another mess. Be careful of that thing, alright? It's common knowledge that Flart males have an inherent negative 50 resistance rating against Scoundrel fluorescent fluid. There are way less gross places to clean at Bent Spoon. Yena's auto-tune mic for waterproof. You doubt there's any undiscovered talent lurking in the depths of your nasty bucket. He said bucket. Whore! You guys have a lot of fun in the studio, as evidenced by this candid selfie tear down to you two to take. In contrast to Tetradamic's percussive machismo, your stage persona is more skittish, as if you're vaguely terrified of the implications of your own falsetto revolutionary rhymes. Which is not far off the mark, as one of the implications could be your execution. This was a great night. Damming instructed you to have half the flavor disc. Your Lucis took this picture, a delightful trick he has never repeated. Look at you, so carefree. You wish you were gearing up to play right now. You were so excited to show him that branch. He ate the leaves in one very slow bite, and left a pretty decent hive-made Cubat. The first Cubat you ever made, actually. Tetrick plays the lead drums when you guys perform. You didn't know that lead drums were a thing until Damick told you he was playing them and that you were in a band with him. Look, that door is to your rumpus room. Your smear spiner has gotten a lot of use lately. Why, just look at it. Even glisten of mucus on the floor. Beautiful. You can almost take pride in it. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, it's not something I need to check on immediately. Yippee! Woohoo! Okay, what was it doing? Oh yeah, crawling shit at the wall to see what funny text happens. The smear spiner glides so easily across the floor. Here's something that's actually able to move it with your puny telekinesis. Would it be classified as a vehicle or a familiar? Maybe as an enemy? No. No! I've never turned on you like that. Oh, this bent spoon will not make a useful spear spiner accessory. You're a little embarrassed that you even try to do that. You lay out some bursts about the house. How the spear spiner keeps everything shiny and smooth, but it also impedes mobility. It's pretty tight, the way you manage a poetic association. The more abstract elements of your class struggle with this concrete visible object, such as serves the opponent benefit for both of your oppression and your forced participation, keep that oppression running smoothly. You also lay some sick light cusses. Gasp! This is really nice for a Rust Blood. The Fresh Snow Globes are the best team to ever play the sport of lords, and that's simply all there is to say on the matter. Play for them's your dream. Was, you guess. Oh wow, did you see that? It waved. Your Pershing made a wave. Wow. Okay. Awesome. You consider raping yourself in your team penance for additional armor, but consult your Flart manual first. It suggests that maybe a bright colored flag waving merrily in the breeze is not the ideal accessory for a hasty escape. True. Especially when there's turbines around, that'll get you good. There's no way you'll be able to eat that whole pennant. Not with a bent spoon, anyway. Pussy. You sing Fish in the Vision, the new Snow Globe Fight song. The central conceit is mostly based around the fact that the team shares its name, the 8 Ball. which contains a nuclear device that will detonate after a certain amount of time has passed. Zoltan Matzos was the greatest pusher the snow globes ever had. No prowler could catch him, no zapper could blast him, and no matter what Lucius the Wrangler said on him, Matzos could shake him off. Then on the night, the Harris of the era attended the game, and opposing controller made Matzos thrust his bone nook at her. She had him culled right there on his velvet. This wasn't the current Harris, of course. That was a long time ago. Before you're hatched. You look at the poster here, Zoltan Matzos. You're always felt a pretty deep connection with him, even though he died long before you were born. Sometimes, you're never told anyone this, but sometimes when things get really rough out there on the velvet, or when you're just feeling kind of crummy even, you sing the old Snow Globe Spice song to yourself and pretend Zoltan is there. Not really doing anything, just believing in you. It always helps. Haha, geez, looking at this like a giant like Zoltan while holding this pip thing kind of makes you embarrassed. Whole silver drills probably tied themselves in knots just because he was walking down the street nearby. And he's trying to bend a spoon. Hey now, is that any way to think? You know Zoltan sure wouldn't want you to be down on yourself because you're looking at his poster. He would want you to believe in yourself. Remember what he said, if you can't bend him, they can't break you. Zoltan Matzos, listen to your plot manual. Probably because his stats would be too incredibly high for mere mundane members to track. They'll have to create a whole module just about him, where he fights against version of himself from other timelines. It'd be the only way to make it challenging. Wow, that sounds awesome. If you make it through this present craziness, you're definitely going to make things about probably writing that down something. Zoltan's telekinesis is like nothing anyone has ever seen. Rustbloods can get pretty powerful, but he was like something from history. From one of those illegal parts of history that you're not supposed to know about. When he really got going, the whole stadium would rumble in his psychic wake. Lately, you've been kind of secretly suspected that maybe his death wasn't just a result of some blue bug controller prank. Maybe they're taking him out because he could be too dangerous for them to handle. Paul's right at the height of exciting sport. They released a new arena stickball game grab like 6 times a sweep, and every time you buy it like a sucker and act surprised when nothing's different. It's like, what are they gonna do? Change the rules? Manipulating a button to stick is a really great training exercise for precision telekinesis. Unfortunately, the best you can currently manage is to lift the controller and then drop it, so you're kind of shining a turd here. Whoa, you're pretty sure you made a screen flicker. You're blinking, but you're pretty sure. Sometimes you just know these things. A crest that'll turn your Pro Arena Stickball League, with all 15 balls. In a real game Arena Stickball, these are all different sizes and each has its own distinct powers. You can tell your Flark Man for determine the power levels of the various orbs. Another prize, the snowball is the deadliest. You're glad that's a fake one. The balls are all set in pretty firmly. You can maybe wobble the whole thing off the wall, but you really don't want to break it. Also, you're really unsure about your ability to wobble it off the wall, and it would be embarrassing to fail at. You look into Kange's side of bent spoon, hoping that the story reflection of Stickball Crest will allow you to escape your perceptions and see the game in a whole new way. Just completely destroying everyone with your stick lateral thinking and non-traditional playstyle. No dice. The player in the pause screen is unimpressed by your bent spoon. Well, you've been big leagued by a static image. It'll take sweeps to recover from this hit to your rep. This sounds like a good way to ruin the controller or unruin the spoon. And you're unwilling to do either. You have to crack open the controller to sync them, and it's pretty gross. Plus it gets everywhere. Your mic can't interface with your TV, especially when your mic doesn't have any batteries. You lay down some pretty complex verses in which you compare yourself to the various balls in sequence, linking their attributes to various elements of your own personality and history. Wow, it's really good. You should write it down before, and it's gone. Damn. Oh no, got through. Or I guess it didn't get through. Goodbye. We're getting bots today. That's like the second one. Actually, I think it's the third one. The bots love Homestuck, guys. They just fucking can't get enough. They need to know. They want us me to push all the buttons since go. So yes, queen, buy views. Yes, queen, slay. It's your sports vault. Just a huge heavy vault theme with sports. Arena stickball specifically. And obviously, it's the only place in the hive you can store food for your elusives. There's only room for one digital entity, only Netta. Exactly. And I don't even scam people. I'm giving you a good, honest service. I mean, reading text aloud and saying dumb things in response. And I do it well. ChatGPT wishes it was me. I am the queen of my art. Speaking of, I'm probably going to finish this room and then pause it at the stairwell because I'm starting to wear out my voice. You are the Microsoft stand in the modern era. True. I am the true successor to Sam. Sam, I am better than Sam. Sam, I am better. That probably cooked something. Probably my brain cells that I don't have. Go ahead, take a sip. It's the only place in a hive you can store food for your looses. Use a strong gun, easily break into other hiding places. It has a special telekinesis-based interface. It tends to wear you out a little, and the combination is pretty hard to remember. You can't open the sports vault with your hands. Try thinking before you act. Now, you're pretty busy right now. Only chumps play video games when they have obligations they should be tending to. Ouch. Packing this lock is way above your challenge rating. You should probably put your mind to figuring out another way to open it. Hint, 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 hint. You can maybe pick the lock with this bent spoon if it were a little sharper, and if you knew how to do that, and if this vault technically featured a tumbler-based lock. Burnett is the modern-day Clippy. Well, that's just uncalled for. But that's true. I am the modern-day Bonsai Buddy. Only I don't steal your information because I don't know how to do that. I'm also not very good at making appointments because I am very scatterbrained. But I am very cute, and you should put me on top of your desktop. I just noticed that your butt has 2 T's. Does it? Yay? It is very well drenched. If it were a little and if this vault actually featured a tumbler-based lock, which it doesn't, you have a feeling you're banging up the wrong spoon here. You dropped some rebellious anti-establishment rhymes about vaults and your loose suits and some other half-formed concepts about the caste system. Pretty solid, but is having none of it. Look at him go. Damn. Oof, that's a rough one. It can be hard to remember the path when you're already concentrating on your shitty telekinesis. It helps if you have some kind of guide on hand. You got just a thing, but you don't think it's in this room. Dun dun. Use your Cubat, your most prized piece of the arena ball equipment. Brian is with you. But first I need to put shit at it. Oh no, the Cubat rack is for storing the instruments of your other failed dream. You wedge a bent spoon in between the hilt and the wall end. Yes, you got the Cubat. This thing packs a wallop, especially when the tip is chalked and carried by you. Woohoo! I accidentally solved it when I was trying to get bullshit. Put your name using speech to text. Oh. 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 be honest, I am also kind of inconsistent of how many T's my name is. I am so good at branding. That I'm incapable of fucking counting. Okay, what other shit can I look at? Nothing like a little recessed tabletop arena stickball with your best bud. Too bad he's not around right now. Maybe later. Nah, recessed tabletop arena stickball isn't very fun by yourself. It's not very much like arena stickball either. Oh sure, like you can apply the fragments of arena stickballs to tabletop arena stickball as if. Haha, boy, you're really chortling over to that nuttin'. That would be cheating. Or would it? You're not entirely sure. I guess it doesn't matter since you're playing against anyone anyway. As an instrument, it lacks the precision necessary for operating at the scale. The Fresh Frost Snow Globe are the best team ever, period. The worst thing about being on the run is your chances of playing for them one day are basically zero now. Oh, come on, man. You're not even running yet. You don't have one set already since year end. I have points for a Raids edition of a fancy dude. Oh? I don't plan anything, so I'm eager to listen to your suggestion. Geez, so just looking forward. Just look at his face. He looks like he could break the world in half with that Cubat. You try to emulate his non-traditional stance, and you think it's giving you an edge more than once? If only he had psychops like Zoltan had. Oh well, no points at dreaming. Arena Stickball is really the only place where Rustbloods are like you get to shine. It's certainly the only place where an Indigo would risk their neck to defend you. The brawler on your team is actually a pretty decent guy, all things considered, but Demi doesn't really like you talking to him. With the semi-trained eye of an aspiring professional, you could only evaluate the form of the player on the screen. It's pretty much perfect. He swings his Cubat like he was born to do it, which according to the rigors of your incredible strict casteism, he basically was. Oh yeah, you've broken controllers before and wild bits of frustration before. Or maybe you should say, frustration. You really shouldn't. Hey, Mana Flower has some tips to prove your material prowess of your Cubat. Let's see. Melee weapons. Apply your Mox points and pull stat to your Wombo Adjuster. Okay, so that's 3 plus 3 minus. No, wait. Maybe your Cubat's actually an improvised melee weapon, so instead you want to divide your yes and ratio by string reserve and limit. Oh, dang. I guess the Cubat probably has improvised melee weapon sports. So you do the same stuff with an improvised melee weapon. All you need to refer to your Grand Slam, Grimoire, supplement, I don't print for. Okay. Maybe you can roll the manual up in your offhand and beat enemies with that. Read it something aloud, and put them to sleep. Are you guys sleeping yet? Your Zoltan Matzo's bobbling figure is the jewel of your collection. You've seen pretty good bumps in the noggin for your day. This pusher is the only player allowed to score, so you're a prime target for the opposing defense. The helmet's so worn out that it's basically worthless, except for its sentimental value, which is still pretty low. You've gone down the road before. You used to have a lot more of these. This thing's too worn out to protect anything. And you don't really feel like carrying around a keepsake of all the times you things were trying to hurt you. Still, you think you'll stop short of actually smashing it to pieces of your Cubat. They bobble like crazy. It's not exceptionally impressive, since they do that at Slice Brush anyways. Pusher helmets traditionally leave the forehead unprotected in order to facilitate your psychic powers. They also facilitate the higher probability of your death, so yeah, there's that. That's pretty low threat enemies. Let's see, the defense stats of the dilapidated helmet are, wow, that thing would actually lower your defense due to the high probability of destroying a helmet shrapnel going straight to your thick pan. Maybe this thing wouldn't have worn out as fast if you cut the holes before instead of just shoving your horns through. Yeah, right. That's how Zoltan Matzos did it. So you had followed his horn shoves. Oh, that was the fun you had. Gently bobbing the nug bones of your bobble nuggin figurines with a bent spoon. Watch them kind of jiggle around. Bopping them again. You really got some inventive video games. The Spitfire, the little figurines. You for sure one of them melted a little. Wow, sick, insane. You can't think of a good rhyme for helmet. Smell it? Health scent? Velvet? No, those are some mostly weak assonances. Not really a great rock to build up a church of rhymes on. Okay, I'm going to save. And call it here. If you have that recommendation, I'd like to hear it. Vice Capitaine is fun. Part of TTRPG community and such. And doing a group thing about raiding tavern jobs of some sort. Ooh, that sounds like a good one then. I shall raid into them, and thank you all so much for coming. Next week, we are going back to Arena, where there'll be a lot less chatting. A lot more beating my head against the wall and fighting monsters. But a lot less reading. So, depending what you like. And then I'll think of what to do next month. Have a good evening, Netta. Thank you. You have a good evening, too. Thank you, thank you. You all have a nice night. Bernetta offline. Good night.